Happy Independence Day. Tubanyiriza nnyo ku Konooweka Youth Program ebeerawo buli lwa mukaaga kuva ku ssaawa 4 paka 4:30 oba gye tukoyera. Twabasuubiza nti tugenda kuba tutalaga ensonga zino. Kati olwaleero tusazeewo bwe tumaliriza show tuti papa nesalawo kujjako eno tukolagana n'abaana ba Aga Khan nga tugenda kukola donations mu bifo ebyenjawulo. Mujjukire nti olunaku luno olwaleero lunaku lwa to celebrating gundi food program n'ebisigadde. So kati basically twasazeewo kukikola nga kyanjawulo nnyo mu bintu bye tutambuliramu ne tukikola nga kiri unique. So tukoleze partnership wamu n'abaana ba Aga Khan ne tusalawo kugenda tubeeko kyetukolera community zaffe ezireeyo ez'abaana abamu batasobola kweyamba. So tugenda mu bifo ebyenjawulo, tugenda ke Nansana, otuve Nansana tuveewo tugende ku Sanyu Babies Home, then tuvaayo tugendeko ne mu bifo ebirala era nga tugenda okubaleetera programu zino zonna nga bwe zitambula. So mbasaba kintu kimu, mubeere nga musubscribinga ku YouTube channel Konooweka Youth Program, mugende ku social media platforms zaffe ebifaananyi tugenda biteekayo, bwe kibeere nga mukigoberera nga bwe kitambula. Of course serabidde mbasaba nnyo ekintu kino sikirimu nzeka ndimu ne mukulu wange Isa Katungulu Luyimbazi. So njagala tukitambuze nga tukitambuliza ddala bulungi ekintu kino kyaffe olunaku luno olwaleero kasavu kanyama tugenda kuba tukibaleetera era nga tukitambuliza ddala bulungi. Tusinkane. Yes, ekintu kino mukiraba twatandise dde okunyumirwa ekintu kitambuza ddala bulungi nnyo awantu tutuuseewo era nga kyemulaba emabega abaana bali mu kutusanyusasanyusamu mpolampola ekintu nga kitambuliza ddala bulungi n'abagambe tugenda baleetera ekintu kino wonna we tulaga era tutandikidde Nansana olunaku luno olwaleero abaana bali mu tusanyusaamu n'abagenyi baffe weebali naye nga basaba kimu mwekuumire ku Konooweka Youth Program tugenda kuba buli kimu kibatuusaako era nga amanya nga bulijjo Ssemmakya Ibrahim kubanga batuusako ekintu kino so njagala mubeereko mbeere nga mulabisigala bino byonna tugenda kuba tubibaleetera wabula ekyenjawulo mu kintu kino njagala tubeere nga abavubuka tweyigiriza okudonatinga okitegeera so tuzze olwaleero tudonatingako ebintu ebyenjawulo ebitonotono bye tulina bye tugenda okuwa abaana abali wano naye n'omuvubuka oba oli ewo oba okoze kasenteko era donatingako ekintu kisobole okuba nga kitambula ddala bulungi sijja kulandaga nnyo wabula kambatwalire ddala mu dances eziriwo kati ku stage nenga kisoboka
My name is Stephen, a resident of Nansana and also a member of Batenga group. I'm very happy to see you here. And since we are in a pandemic, and it is a World Food Day, and you see Uganda is one of the countries which have been suffered from the same. And as I've been here, people have a problem of food, even government had to go extent of giving free food, and some other people got it, some of our people here did not get it. But when I see you coming with something to give to our people or to our children, it is a sign of help and sign of making people sustain their life, their health, so that they become good citizens of the nation. I'm also very happy to see that students have that heart whereby they can gather and help other people who are in problems so that also they survive. And also when you go in the Bible, say that the little you have, when you give it to others, also your chances and opportunities increase in whatever you do. So we are very much happy with that. And also I saw young children in this place. I said that also I'm a parent, said that let's also come enjoy, exhibit their talents, so that also they become good citizens. And you know, it is not only the academic that can promote someone. Someone can use any talent and become a good citizen of this nation, and so that when in future it grows, we can sustain himself or herself. With those few words, I still say that we continue, even if it means the whole day, we are here waiting for you. Thank you very much for listening to me.
large. We are glad to be here with you, and thank you for honoring this invitation. Before you, I'm Bule Philip. I'm the area youth chairperson, and I'm also Bule Philip. And also, in the Buganda Kingdom, the Chad Dondo County, under the Buganda Youth Council, I'm also the secretary in charge of communal work, commonly known as Bulungi Bwansi. I'm a teacher by profession, and I'm also a counselor. A counselor, not his title, eh? A counselor, guidance and counseling. Yeah. I'm very happy to be part of this occasion and being honored with this invitation to be part or to be a testimony to testify that one day, one time, the Batenga Foundation, as of its grassroots start, that they have done something that has positively impacted our community at large. I'm so happy that despite this challenging situation we are in, the lockdown and the pandemic era, that at least these kids have gotten something that has kept them busy, and they have been at least engaged, and they have not been preoccupied by worldly things, worldly affairs, because we've seen many teenagers, many school going children getting pregnant during this lockdown era. But I'm happy that at least they have gotten something that has kept them busy to be engaged at least all the time that they are free. So I'm happy for that initiative, that at least our community is now equipped with at least some of the basics, that the future generation, at least the talents that we have developed in our community, at least we have something, we have set a step, and we have laid a foundation. So we are now good to go, and we are, to some extent, we might be assured that the future is bright because of the foundation, the Batenga Foundation, and the basics that they have equipped with our children, and all the initiatives that they have brought up in this community. As the community leaders, we thank you very much for all the support you've rendered to them, and our greatest prayer is that you keep on pushing on, such that their dreams don't stop here, that we can be there as witnesses in future, that one day I was part of the showcase session of the Batenga Foundation, that at least today they have become a limelight maybe to the world, or they have become impactful to the community, or they have become role models. Like today, majority of these kids have people they look up to. But how I pray that someday, sometime, these people also become role models, and they have people who look up to them at their young age. Because I know everyone has a dream and everyone has a role model. How I pray that that comes to reality. So I thank you very much, and eagerly urge you to support them in whatever support that is needed, such that our community lays a beacon, we lay a foundation that will see the future generation grow to the helm of its peak. Thank you very much for this occasion, the organizers. How I pray that whatever that has been showcased today, and our visitors, what our visitors have seen today, let it all be a starting point for the future generation that we are preparing to see in some years to come. Thank you very much.
They were really nice, they were brilliant. So now we'll just do the food distribution. We take photographs and then we can leave. Thank you.
Trying to work you out is killing. Mlimbazi Isa Katunguru, the CEO and co-founder Batenga Foundation. We are here to celebrate World Foods Day with our brothers and sisters from Aga Khan. We appreciate the team from Aga Khan, including officials who came to visit Nansana Municipality and shared a lot with Batenga kids, the community, the opinion and religious leaders who we know who are present. We appreciate to see such kind of hearts from our fellow youth who have this heart and spirit of volunteerism, who think for others, who think to feed others, especially on this World Foods Day. We appreciate them, and we also commend them for their efforts, and also the management, for having such programs where students can easily share with the community, involve the community, and also, share the little that they have. We like also to have other partners coming on board to help the community, because we have a lot to, we need a lot of support. These children, especially during this era of pandemics, lockdowns after lockdowns, we really need support, especially when it comes to food supplies and other logistics, including uniforms, shoes, and other, cash donations, in-kind support, advices, and we call upon even the government to, to come and support us. Otherwise, we do appreciate our brothers and sisters from Aga Khan for sharing this day with us. Who are we in Nansana? So we need to build together. We need to come up together, with the resilience, with the patriotism, and self-sacrifice. We have to be working with others in order to achieve something. So I'm so delighted, and it's our pleasure as Batenga family to appreciate, the students and officials from Aga Khan for sharing World Foods Day with us. So we call upon other partners, other friends, to come and share what the little they have with the children, with the youth, especially on a number of activities. Thank you, Konooweka Youth Program, for also coming as a media. Thank you, Afan Farmer Limited, for partnering also with Aga Khan. Thank you very much, everybody, for whatever you've contributed towards this day. Thank you very much.
Yes, ngobede tubaga nti tutambula kasavu kanyama kuva gye tuvudde tuva lugendo luwanvu nnyo okuva Nansana kati tutuno wano tuzze ku Sanyu Babies Home. Era nga emulayi mabega wona tuli ku Sanyu Babies Home. Ensonga zigenda mu maaso, abantu abasinga batudde wali era kimugaye mugendo balaba okulaba nga buli kimu kigenda mu maaso. So mbasaba abavubuka mwenna abaliko mweyongere okubanga mutulaba ekintu kino kitambuze ffenna nga bwe kibadde kitambula. Olugendo lubadde luwanvu lunaku lulamba, basazeewo okubawa ebintu bino byonna mu mbeera yonna gye bitambula. So basically mwongere okubaako tubeere ng'ekintu kino kitambuza ffenna nga abavubuka team Konooweka Youth Program. Kambaleetera ebiri wano nyini ku Sanyu Babies Home.
Winfred Miles Walker. She was a missionary in Mengo Hospital and a midwife. And the process of helping in the hospital mothers to deliver children, she saw the growing need for them. Like as they were giving birth, these children had no designated place to keep those children in case the mothers ran away and she has left a child behind. They had no place to keep these children. Yet they had it in their heart that somehow, somewhere, if we can keep these children somewhere and we find the mother later, when the child is still in good health. So she started this orphanage in 1929. So apparently this orphanage is 93 years of age. It is the first and the oldest babies home in Uganda. We do take care of children from 0 to 4 years. These children are got from different places. Some are got from the toilets, rubbish pits, concerts, bushes, toilets, sting places. You can mention, I am mentioning a few, but there are very many places. And if you are very conversant with the news, if you watch news every day on a daily basis, I believe you would have seen this happening. Like as you're watching news, for example, if you're among the people who watch the local news, like Agatali Kung Fu, do you know that channel? Or maybe on TV or NBS, you would see some of the stories being aired on the television networks. So we have children here from 0 to 4 years. Some of them are got when they have just been given birth to, and they are still in the premature stages. But with God, we are lucky that we do all we can under our caretakers and management, and these children grow up from here as we see them, and they become toddlers who are responsible and knowledgeable about some issues, as you can know, at the stage of child development. So, Sanyu Babies Home is under Namirembe Diocese, and it is regulated by the Ministry of Gender and Social Development. So we are under the government, and the children here are known by the government under the Ministry of Gender and Social Development, because once a child is brought in, we are supposed to do proceedings for the child. Each child is supposed to have a file number. Getting a file number means you're making a case for the child, after which we refer them to court and get court orders upon which they are being taken into our temporary custody. This is a temporary custody for the children. And after that, when they clock 4 years, because from 0 to 4 years, investigations do kick on. We have a social worker's office which takes care of those concerns and makes sure that children are well handled and their files and cases are well managed. So, like I said, once they are under our care, we make sure we integrate them back into their families by doing family resettlement and reunion, fostering and adoption. Resettlement, this is whereby they can find some cases about a child, some history. Like he might be dropped and the people, the social worker's office and the police, because we work hand in hand with the police under the Child and Family Protection Unit, and then the probation officers and the proceeding officers, which are all legal and are known to the government. So they do investigations of the child. In case they find out whereabouts of the children, somehow, somewhere, those are the proceedings they will use and follow to do family resettlement and reunion. This is whereby they can find some key members of the child or the close relatives or family whom they can bond with the child. They know the history, and if the history matches, the child will be taken back to the relatives. Then fostering is when you take up a care of the child, and this takes a certain period of time upon which you'll be allowed to do adoption, and the child becomes a biological child. It's going to take the rights like a biological child of the father and the mother. It will become your brother and sister, not by blood, but by adoption. And he has a right to share all the legal rights you share as being a son or daughter to your mother and father. Yes. And Sanyo Baby's home entirely depends on the generosity of the people like you who come and give in generous solar cost. That is either in donation or either donation in items, that is donation in kind, or donation in cash. What happens to the kids that are not adopted? What happens to the kids that are not adopted or taken in? We don't have such cases happening, but if at all they do happen, there are other orphanages. There are sister homes which take care of children from those ages upwards. There are many, but since this is an organization, it can coordinate to find out which best home they can refer to the child. But most often than not, we do family settlement and reunion, then fostering and adoption. And there are so many cases of people who would like to have children adopted to their families. But Sanyo Baby's Home does not give you a child. You should take that into mind. We don't give you children. It is the law which gives you the children. And we don't sell children like most people might think. We don't sell children. You follow the legal laws that are bound to fostering and adoption, and if you qualify, you'll be allowed to adopt a child.
How many babies do you have?
Oh, sorry. We have 50 children. That is our current capacity.
So how many can you have more? Like the maximum capacity you can have?
Our current capacity is 50. Oh. Unless otherwise, circumstances don't allow. Sometimes they allow, sometimes they don't allow. Because there are cases, there are situations and seasons where I will be expecting such a mass of children to be around you.
During COVID, have you noticed like a spike of children who you had to take care?
What I'll tell you, like you said, COVID. For this case as the orphanage, this is not something new. Often at many cases, we get those happenings. Depends on the season and the conditions prevailing in the country. But of course there is an upsurge. As you know, there have been early marriages, early pregnancies, and such cases. Yes.
I thank you so much for this opportunity that you have given me to talk to us. Today is the World Food Day, and we have students from Aga Khan High School who have come out in the community to celebrate with the community. Luckily for us, it is Independence Day for our country. But there is one special thing I want to tell you about the students of the Aga Khan School. Right now, we are into a lockdown, so we are studying online. Now, as we study online, the students can relate. It's like a classroom. These very students in this session talked to each other online, and so they formed a team. When they formed a team, they agreed on a project to do. This type of plan usually comes in when we have a CAS lesson. We call it CAS lesson: creativity, activity, and service. So they are supposed to be creative. They are supposed to come up with an action. They are supposed to be having a service. So coming to join the community for the World Food Day, they creatively came up with food and clothes and all. And then they creatively partnered with organizations, and these organizations are the ones that have, received much of the action points that they have gotten. You have seen them donating food, clothes, and sundries, and also playing and singing with them. So that is the action. So we call it creativity, activity, and service. This program is in a curriculum called the IB program, International Baccalaureate. It's an international program. A student enrolls for 18 months, and it ends up as a diploma, but it's a pre-university entrance. So that is the reason we are here. To some of you, again, I want to translate a bit. Abavubuka baffe. Bano bavubuka tebasussa myaka 16, abakulu nnyo tebasussa 17. Naye balina omusomo gwe basoma baguyita International Baccalaureate. Kati omusomo guno kwegamba bw'ogukola ofuna diploma gwa myezi 18, obeera ovudde nga mu S4 oba obeera ovudde ku international era eringa S4 okugukola. Gulina emyaka age limit, tebasussa myaka 20 okukola omusomo guno naye nga bw'ogukola ogenda mu university zonna mu nsi yonna gy'oyagala osobola n'okufuna scholarship era abaana batera okufuna scholarship kati mu musomo guno mwe muli kino ekyokujja mu community ne tukola nabo tebakuwa marks nti zizino naye ate osobola okuyita oba okugwa kati kyovudde olaba nga ku mulundi guno abaana basobodde okubaako kye bakola bo bennyini be bakyetegekera ne bakipulaninga ne bajja mu community ne beenoonyeza be banaakola nabo ne bamala ne bakkiriziganya olunaku lwe banaakikola ate ne bakikola ng'era bwe mubalabye bwe baddayo eka kati tetuli ku ssomero naye kati bwe baddayo eka ne bawandiika kye bakoze ne balyoka bakimpeereza nze nga supervisor waabwe ne mbagamba nti kati oyise gwe musomo guno era lw'ensonga lwaki tuli wano naye twebazizza nnyo mwenna abeegasse nabo okukola nabo bannange byakuyiga bingi kubanga abato babeereyo mu mayumba naddala mu covid muno ne batamanya bibeetoolodde naye tubeebaliza ddala ddala abasanyu babies home tubeebaza.
Okay, so hi, I am Nabila Asmani and I was the leader of the group, our CAST project. So what our plan was to do was zero hunger, and then we visited two places today, which was Batenga Foundation and Sanyu Babies Home, where we took out many contributions which included food items like oil, rice, soya millet for the babies, and our main purpose to come here was to overcome zero hunger through World Foods Day, which is proposed by the United Nations. And also we are very grateful to be here. We got a chance to provide services to many children that due to COVID who could not get anything, and many less contributions to these organizations. We got a lot of entertainment from these people. We found out a lot of knowledge from these people. We learned that sitting at home we just cannot find out what's going around the world. But today we found out that there are so many people lacking food items, so many equipments like school uniform, school equipments like books. So I hope we can further continue to help them in contributing, and we give justice to World Foods Day. Thank you.
So today we went to two foundations. We went to Batenga Foundation and we went to the Nansana baby home. So what we learned was that all these places in like the slum areas, they need a lot of help. They need a lot of people to come there and volunteer. They need supplies, they need finance, they need things to do all kinds of amazing things for other children. They're horribly undersupplied, and that we need to do something about them. We need to take action, because sitting at home and just talking about it is simply not enough anymore. We need to go out there, have a more hands-on thing and go and do something. For example, today we donated stuff, we donated food supplies, flour, rice, oil to the Batenga Foundation, and at the Nansana baby home we donated diapers, we donated baby millet for them. And what we've learned is that these places are always in need for donations, and we should do everything we possibly can for them. I've also realized how fortunate I am where I live and how hard my parents work, and I should do more to get back to the community. I should volunteer, and I should pass on my skills to other less unfortunate people, and that anyone can help, and there's no such thing as too little or too much help.
Hello, my name is Ali Alwani, and it was fun being part of the IB program. We visited different places like Sanyu Babies Home and Nansana Orphanage. It was really fun. I learned a lot there, and I learned how the world is ongoing. It's not like we are sitting at our house and just watching TV. We have to also care about the people who are in these difficult conditions. So please come and donate all your stuff, whatever you have, to Sanyu Babies Home or Nansana. You will also feel good and God will bless you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karunji Divine, doing IBDP at Aga Khan International School, and generally today we have been to Batenga Foundation and now we're at Sanyu Babies Home, and generally this is teaching us to reach out to the community around us, because the world as a whole is one big family. We need to learn to support one another and end some of the things that are troubling us as the world. Yes.
Action.
My name is Janice Bahemka from Aga Khan High School. I am doing IB. We decided for our project to go for World Foods Day, to go to Batenga Foundation and Sanyu Babies Home to do donations of food and other non-perishable items. It's helped us to see other people and to be more caring and more aware of our surroundings and how to help people.
Yes, mwebale nnyo byonna by'olunaku luno olwaleero etuva okuba nga tutambuza ekintu kino bulungi era nga mbeebaza nnyo okuba nga mubaddeko olunaku luno olwaleero tubadde wano ku Sanyu Babies Home. Sanyu Babies Home erabirira abaana abato. Kino kiri eri abavubuka mwenna abazaala no tafaayo okulaba nti omwana omukuza n'osalawo okumusuula mutoyi bambi tosuula mwana mutoyi sazeewo okujjako wano otuukawo wano embeera yenyamiza kuba abaana bangi abaana 50 bonna so rate y'abantu abasuula abaana nene kati tubasaba bambi abavubuka ddala kiri nnyo mubavubuka tosuula mwana kasasiro tosuula mwana mutoyi tosuula mwana wantu wonna tukusaba n'obwewembufu at least omwana mukwate obeeko gw'omukwasa oba mutwalire kitaawo oba mutwalire jjajjaawo era kujja kuba kuwa ekikasobola okumuyamba so lwali tusazeewo okujjako eno kubanga tubalekera ebintu bino nga mmwe abavubuka musobole okubeera nga mubitegeera ddala bulungi tubeebaza mwenna ababaddeko yeno Konooweka youth program ey'olunaku luno olwaleero era nga ekintu kino kitambuza bulungi nsaba mubeere nga muwangaala n'embeera yonna etugenda nayo mu maaso tulabagane omulundi oguddako. Bye.